For latest updates and short audio clips, follow us on Instagram, Reading the Author.
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast Reading the Author, a unique show where we read authors' mind and not their book. Meanwhile, I truly believe and pray that you and your families are completely safe and healthy as well. Guys, today we have Dr. Harmeet Kaur Bhalla ma'am with us, and she is the author of altogether 10 books. So thank you so much ma'am for coming on our show. We are highly grateful कि आप हमारे show पर आए.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Pleasure, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, before we get into the podcast and know much more about your books, about your upcoming projects and everything, I would request you to please introduce yourself so that our listeners can know much more about you, and do share how you started this writing journey.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And a very good afternoon to all. And this is my very first podcast. And I'm Dr. Harmeet Kaur Bhalla, basically a school principal, but now an author. This has been an add-on to my journey of womanhood. I feel proud being a woman, and I want to say this for all the women present in this world. Please don't sit back, come out. So my journey began in writing at the age of 50, quite late. Though I became a school principal at the age of 35, but this began quite late because this was my dream. And I wanted to write for women, for the world, and I wanted to give a message to the people in this world that who is actually a woman. Please understand, please comprehend. So now my journey has come out, and 10 books have been published and writing in all the genres now. And yeah.
Definitely, ma'am. You know what, I personally feel that when it comes to following your passion, it's never too late. And definitely we are glad, ma'am, that you finally opted for your passion, and all the 10 books are in the market, and they all are performing really well. I can see on Amazon. But when it comes to, ma'am, after listening to this podcast, many people will want to explore the books, want to buy the book. So if you can share the insights of the book, then that would be really great.
Yeah, of course. I began, after every failure comes success, I feel. I began writing a short story for the Times of India contest, the short story contest. But my story was not selected. So, but my journey began then. So I want to convey this message to all that don't sit back. After every failure, there is success. I started writing poetry. I don't know how. And I began writing, and I wrote 30 poems and sent it to my publishers. And they were all on women. So, but he said that, ma'am, please write 30 more. We need a good book for women, good poetry book. So, and I named it Kohinoor, because I feel every woman is a Kohinoor, is a real diamond. So I wrote 60 poems on women, and that was the first book that was published. And then the journey began, and then came Red Pepper, Black Pepper is again a poetry book, and it is for children, how to inculcate values in children. Every single aspect I have brought forward. Where is the youth going at present? We have to control them. We have to. Then came Alive, that is autobiographical poetry, and I wrote 100 poems in that. And then came my fourth poetry book, that is We Were Born to Die. Every human being is brought into this world, and one day he or she will leave this world. But are we really understanding what is life? Are we doing good while living in this world? I wanted to tell humanity. So I brought all the humanitarian aspects in We Were Born to Die. And then came my novel, for which I was just longing to bring forward. And that was She Will Move Mountains. And that is book 1 of the trilogy, in fact. Okay. And then I've written 10 love stories. That is My Heart Will Go On and On. And then Kohinoor was the book which I got, which I translated in Hindi, because it is on women, and there was a great demand for this book, because speaking on womanhood, because I've spoken about all the aspects like suicide, rape, depression, good touch, bad touch, acid attack, everything. And then suddenly because I'm a school principal, so I wanted to write for children. And then my journey for children began, and last week the 4th book for children has come out.
Wow, congratulations for that, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, ma'am, like, what I have personally felt that when it comes to writing a novel, writing a short story, most of the people can write them. But when it comes to writing a poem, the poem chooses someone. Like, you are completely blessed with the thing that you can write poem, because not everyone has the power to just inculcate their emotions in a particular word. The poems are really short, and they have to convey the exact message the author wants to say. So that's really great that you have written lots and lots of poems. It's really great.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, because writing a poem is very difficult.
True.
Very difficult. There's rhyme, there is rhythm, there is words, there is a title.
Definitely.
Then there has to be a symmetrical performance. If you're writing a book, suppose I wrote Kohinoor for women, so all 60 poems are on women. So and I've written 1,000 poems by now, and that's the real blessing of God, I feel.
Definitely.
We don't have that.
I truly believe that.
Yeah, unless and until He blesses, because I always used to pray to God, please come and give a pen to me, hand me a pen so that I can start my writing journey. And I feel that He came Himself and gave it to me, and I haven't stopped. You won't believe, I write every day. Yeah.
Wow. That's great, ma'am. So, like, what's your particular writing schedule as of now? Like, you devote some particular hours to your writing every day?
Yeah, see, as I'm a school principal, so I leave early in the morning for the school, and I'm very much busy with my children, promoting literacy for the girl child in my school. I'm a government school principal, so we are having all sorts of children, like very poor children, the downtrodden. Then I really go to the slums and bring them out. So I'm in the school till afternoon, and then after that I'm at home. But in the evenings, I totally give myself to my writing. Totally. Yes. Every day I have to sit for 3-4 hours. Because you won't believe, my hand starts vibrating. That the time has come, ma'am, please, you start writing.
That God signal is there. Okay, come on. Now's the time.
Yes, come on. Yeah. All the thought process is going on in the mind, and that volcano erupts, you won't believe. And then I start writing. Yeah.
Okay. So, ma'am, as we can see that, after the first lockdown was over, the numbers of authors got increased very rapidly. Like, there was a boom in this book industry, what I felt.
Yeah.
And even the publishing has become so much easier as it was used to be earlier. Like, we have literary agents, KDP is there basically, and lots of publishing house, traditional publishing house are there. So when it comes to you, like, what's your take on this? Like, book ko stand out karana काफी मुश्किल हो गया है as of now in nowadays, or you're someone who feels it's a creative field, and every book will find its own way, its own readership will be there. What's your take on this?
See, I feel everything takes time, Like, when I began my journey, I thought that I'm just writing a book and maybe I write further or not. But I didn't stop. And writing, it is always a passion. And if you consider it as a profession, then it's totally different. For me, it's a passion. I never try to sell my books. I prefer gifting, you won't believe. I'm going to schools, I'm going to school libraries and gifting my books. So whenever I think that money comes, so money is secondary for me. Writing comes first. And my publishers are really very good. They really help me out in everything. And the books are doing very well. They have come out in the market. It's available online. It's available on Kindle and everywhere, wherever you find Amazon, Flipkart. So, but I feel that publishers do their duty and I'm doing my duty. But if you think that we have to bring it out and we have to sell the books, then I think that's a different thing. That's totally marketing. But I'm not into it. I'm just writing. And I just want to write. And someday, a day comes. See, we are reading Shakespeare even after 400 years. Still, Wordsworth and Shelley and Keats, they hold the topmost position in the poets. So someday, maybe we are not there to see, but someday our books will definitely be read. And writers should come forward and write if somebody has the ability to write. Because, see, readers are few now. but writing should not stop.
Ah.
Yeah, I feel.
Okay. So, ma'am, like there are lots of authors who wants to portray a certain kind of images in their market. Like, they want to be known as a particular genre author, particular type of author. So, when it comes to personal branding, have you ever thought of it? Let's say, after a couple of years, if anybody sees, okay, it's a new book by Harmeet ma'am, then what that sudden thought, that sudden click you want in the reader's mind, okay, कि Harmeet ma'am की book है तो it is gonna be of this type, or ma'am ने ऐसा लिखा होगा, anything like that? Have you ever thought?
Yeah, I keep thinking Harmeet ma'am की book होगी, सबसे पहले तो there will be a girl or a woman in that book. Okay, मैम गर्ल या वुमेन पे बोलती हैं ज्यादा. And then I'm writing all the genres. I'm writing poetry, I'm writing novel, I'm writing short stories. So I will be basically known कि मैम तो सब कुछ लिखती हैं.
But basically she focuses on women empowerment, right?
Women, yeah, women empowerment and the girl child.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, as of now, like we talked about your books, about your vision, about your upcoming projects and everything. So, as of now, ma'am, like it is often said that the person who is behind the words are completely different as they portray in the books or in their words. So, like let's go to the time when your first book was about to release. Like you heard, okay, tomorrow your book will be live. Everybody will be able to see you, judge you through your work and everything. So on that particular evening, what was going on in your mind? Like, were you excited, relaxed, या फिर आपके मन, you have some set milestones कि okay, these many people know me, I have to sold out these many copies. What was your going on that mind?
See, selling was never in my mind, but my mind was very much at ease, and I was relaxed that finally that day has come for me when I wanted to get my book published, and my book will be everywhere in the market. It will be available everywhere. And I have been successful in speaking for women.
Okay.
Whatever is going on in my mind is finally out, and I didn't want it to stop. So I was very much at ease, relaxed. I didn't have anything in mind that I'm going into selling or something like that. But my dream was fulfilled of publishing a book, and Kohinoor was the first book, and that too for women. That was a dream come true for me. Yeah.
Okay. So, ma'am, like there must be a lot of moments in your life which you tag as the happiest moment. If you can share any one of them with us, then that would be really great.
Yeah, the happiest moment was holding my daughter in my lap after my delivery. Yeah, she was my firstborn. Yeah, my firstborn. And we are very traditional families in our country where a girl child is never accepted as a first child. In my family too, that was the thing. So, but I was the happiest person to hold her in my arms.
Definitely.
To hold a girl child, and I've written specially a poem for her, my firstborn. That please don't think that the firstborn should never be a girl. It should always be a girl.
True,
always.
True. Definitely, ma'am. And as it is said in India that girl child are really a blessing of Ma Durga and Ma Lakshmi as well.
Yeah, Lakshmi.
So
yes, I feel.
Definitely they are. Definitely. Okay. So, ma'am, as of now, like, what's your current mental state as a person, as an author? What are the things which you're focusing upon in life?
See, I'm basically at present, I'm speaking, I'm going to schools and giving lectures on reading, because I go with this epithet that read and make the world read for a better tomorrow. Children have stopped reading, but I'm personally going to schools and giving lectures to students that please gift a book, buy a book, and give return gifts as books. Please don't go for this that you're giving chocolates and clothes and everything you're buying for your child, but are you buying a book for your child?
True, never.
No, very few are buying. But I'm spreading this message actually. Then I'm speaking basically on literacy, that is for the girl child. And I go to slums and I just pull out children from the slums, and they come to my school and they study. So speaking on womanhood and the reading habits have to be developed in our country also, because when I see that in foreign countries this author has sold 1 million books and this has sold so many books in lakhs, but in our country we are still lagging far behind. They are not buying books. So I keep telling parents, please gift your child a book.
True.
And please make a small library in your home. That too
that's
also
also
being so much different. Yeah, in your living room. Yes.
When it comes to, ma'am, in India, the situation of authors, like the sole purpose of starting this podcast was when we talk to any normal person, like we belong to the book industry, so we know hundreds of authors as of now. But when you talk to a normal person and you talk about how many authors do you know, so they hardly can count on their fingers. They will not be able to count even 10 as well as of now, for today's generation. But what I was feeling on Amazon, hundreds of books are being published every week. So the sole purpose of this podcast was to bring out those authors in limelight. Like, there are selected who are always in limelight. But what about those who are, they are just publishing every day and night? So that was the sole purpose, to bring them in this podcast episode. And definitely
it's great on your part that you are doing this, because we need such people who should bring all these authors forward and who should spread the message of reading, and so that people buy the books written by Indian authors as well.
Definitely, ma'am. And ma'am, you will be glad to know that from the blessing of yours and authors like you, we are today recording 150th episode.
Okay, congratulations. Congratulations.
So, thank you so
doing
much.
A great job. Yeah, doing a great job.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, ma'am, my next question to you is there must be some sort of your permanent audience who have read all the 10 books of yours. So for them, what's upcoming? Is there anything you are writing as of now? Are you want to try some bit experimenting on some other genres, or what's in the pipeline basically?
In the pipeline, basically, see, the children's book which I have written, the first book was A to Z, the book of poetry, because I have written animals from A to Z in poetry form. I've introduced new animals. Then I have written Adventures of Roop. Roop is my granddaughter. So
that's
great. Because I always write for daughters. So she's my granddaughter. Adventures of Roop is a series of 6 books.
Yeah.
So the third one is about to come, and in the pipeline, these 6 books the rest of the 3 are already with my publishers. Yeah, and the next which I'm writing, I'm planning to give something big to my country. That is the main thing, because I'm very patriotic. Yeah, and I want to give something different to my country, and a little bit I'll tell. I'm writing about women and war. That is the main thing that's coming out, and maybe I create history also. Maybe.
Definitely, ma'am. You will definitely. And so, ma'am, as we can see that you are completely into this women empowerment, everything. So, we all can expect around 4 to 5 books in the upcoming months, right?
Yeah, of course. Maybe this month only because it's with my publishers, and the 3 books will be coming out. Adventures of Roop, the entire series will be out by the end of this month, and then my next work will be out by March, because I'm writing. In fact, I would like to do a very long poem, and I think it hasn't been written in my country till now.
Wow.
Women and war. Yeah.
Okay. So, my last question to this podcast is after listening to this podcast, many people will start writing, or they will be holding their, their first draft in their hand, in their laptop. So, what are your advices for the upcoming authors?
For the upcoming authors, please come forward and give something to your country and write your heart and soul out. Don't look at people, don't imitate. Yes, I feel imitation never gives satisfaction. That I've written in my poetry, because whatever you feel, it should come out. And don't go for if somebody has come out with a book of 300 pages or 400 pages, please don't look at them. Please come out and go to your publishers and work hard. If you're writing something, you have to give something good to the society, not something very normal. I write very easy English, you won't believe. I write for my countrymen so that they can read. I don't want my people to sit with a dictionary. Never.
Definitely.
Never. My people, those my readers will never sit with a dictionary because I'm writing very easy English. Because being a principal of a government school, I feel that children are unable to understand. If you write very tough, they won't buy a book. But write such books which give a
So
message
that
and which,
easily
yeah,
understood.
yeah, which is easily understood by the
Mhm.
readers. Yes.
Okay. So, ma'am, this episode will be really blessed if you will, just recite one of your poems, because you have written 1,000 poems as of now, and all the books mainly are focusing on women empowerment and poems too. So, I would request you if you can, just read out one of your poems. That would be really great.
Yeah, of course. I would love to read one of my poems, and this is from my book Red Pepper, Black Pepper, which I have written for children, and all the poems are giving a message. See, this is a poem number 74, and this is Father Son. The day he starts wearing your boots, take a pause, but don't stay mute. As a father, you silently observe. At times you succeed, and at times you lose. There has never been scarcity of love. You are harsh, but with a motive. You never want him to be a failure. You always want him to be an achiever. The time has come to remove the generation gap. Try to be cool and a calm dad. Let him speak up and not hide secrets deep down. Give him profound love. He is your son. As a son, you have grown up with him. Step by step, you follow him. His every action and conversation makes an impact on your relation. You abhor him when he gets angry. At times, you disobey and become unhappy. One day, you grow up and leave him. He may never ask you to spend on him. You are bright as the sunshine. He always wants you to outshine. Learn to give and love. Give him utmost care. Give him profound love. He is your father. Thank you.
Yeah, so beautifully penned, this one. That's what I was saying, that poem, you can't just write, anybody just can't write poem. Poem itself choose you. Definitely.
Yeah, of course.
That's so true. So okay.
And it's in my blood now. It's in my blood.
Definitely, ma'am. Totally agree. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this lovely conversation with Harmeet ma'am. And if you do, then do follow our podcast, Reading the Author, available on all the leading podcast platforms. And don't forget to buy and read the book. आप जैसे Amazon पे जाएं, वहाँ पे सर्च करें, हरमीत मैम की सारी बुक्स आ जाएंगी. ज़रूर खरीदें, पढ़ें और अपने जानने वालों के साथ, चैनल से ज़रूर शेयर करें. Thank you so much, ma'am, for enlightening us with your thoughts. It was my honor to be able to host it today.
Thank you. It was lovely talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.